what the hell is that? What the hell?
He doesn't look. He looks more aroused.
He's like, this right here.
I like how she looks at me.
Ew.
I mean,
Look at her eyes.
so that's how a girl looks. Wow.
How much this bitch you got to pay?
Is that a different girl?
Yeah.
I never got this far.
Really?
Yeah.
Let's see the third one. That's the ice cream cone right
Yeah, that's a good shaped book though. Like it looks like that.
there. She's like the only decent looking one.
Only's like, ugh.
No, this time I was like, where's this pussy? Where's their
And
pussy?
what is this?
It's a nocturnal animal.
Yo, what the hell is that?
That's the ice cream I was talking about.
There's
She's
no
the best
bite
at all.
at all.
I can't stand up right now.
What happened?
That's not.
She don't get it. She's like,
like,
oh, he's so innocent.
Hola, Luis.
For real? No, for real, for real?
From the riverside.
Pendejo world.
Este Riverside aquí.
You sound better than her shit.
Go down to 85.
285.
Chattahoochee River,
360.
put the volume
Damn,
up.
you saw that wave?
Put the
Yeah,
volume
like
up.
a fucking contraction.
You can put the volume up on
Hey, you want to hear it?
Yeah, the kids are coming.
Oh,
Welcome back to Mexicazt. Damn, the wave.
nice.
Giving you a little bit of our humor.
Humor?
Is that a new painting
Humor.
behind you?
Stupid humor? That's from Picasso.
Yeah,
Picasso
that?
himself brought it
Picasso
home.
got it. And he signed it. It's like
Picasso
right
got
there.
it.
Picasso made it. He painted it.
No, he got it and gave it to me.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
You decided to, decorate your room. Oh, nice.
Yep.
But I was gonna put it over
The
there, but I
garage.
have
The
it.
garage.
The garage.
The garage.
The garage.
It's the
The
garage.
garage.
And I think we gotta talk a little bit in español porque I've been told that a lot of our family members want to watch it and they're like, I don't understand shit. I'm not
That's
gonna watch
right.
it.
ni madre.
Literally, so they're like, no lo voy a ver. And I'm like,
That's them.
Who said that?
no, mom.
She don't need to watch it.
I'm a
What about
Gonzalo
the-
kid.
She said,
Drugs and stuff. No.
she said, ¿por qué no hablan en español?
We should talk like a
And I'm like,
really
I don't
broken.
know, we just got used to talking in English all the
No
time.
hablo español and
No sabo.
no sabo.
No sabo kid.
Have you seen Pepe's office with Jenny 69 in there?
Yeah, I saw the interview. He was
She
like,
sounded like a no sabo kid, huh?
she is a no sabo kid.
Yeah, she sounded
She's
like,
It's a no sabo kid. What is it?
like no
The
habla
no
dumbass, the
español.
thing that they
Como le preguntó Pepe, he's like, I know we're starting off, this down, but el Pepe le pregunta, dice, entonces, dice, ¿tienes pareja? Y dice, is that like a husband? And then he's like,
Pero es que
yeah.
todos los
¿Me entiendes?
muchachos de
Eso
ahora
es.
son así, los que...
Pero
los
ella
que-
no debe de
She
ser un
speaks,
sabo.
she
Está
speaks
siendo
Spanish
pendeja,
good.
¿no?
I don't even know who she
Ella habla el
is.
español bien.
Habla muy bien el
No,
español.
no,
Ey,
no.
su familia es de
Ella
Michoacán.
Wait,
So
wait,
he's
wait,
making
wait.
us look bad.
Oh.
I don't even know who she is. Like I
Jenny
just know I only know
Ella
her.
vino de Riverside.
No, all I know is the
Born
song.
and raised.
Le gusta buchona vibes.
Yes,
She's a buchona.
she's a
No.
I don't
buchona.
even
The
know.
only time I
Buchona.
heard
What is that?
Chichona.
she
No, a buchona. Yeah, I mean, that's people were making fun of her saying she's a buchona, you know what I'm saying? Pero it's not.
Buchona que
That's
tiene
not what it
buche.
means.
Buche es acá.
Pero ella le hacen así en TikTok. They go like buchona.
No,
As
eso
in
no
Que
es
el
she
buche
has
le
buchona.
cuelga hasta
boobs.
acá.
El buche es el pinche
Up here.
galillo.
Isn't that a
Yeah,
taco de
buche's
carne?
here.
El buche es
Yeah.
el buche, güey.
Eso
It's that little
bonitas.
apple
I like tacos de
thing that
buche.
you
No,
guys
el
can see.
buche es
For her, buchona, it means, well, what she said is, it means that she can do whatever she wants, and it's her own style, her own vibe. It's like,
She's
has
calling
nothing
it-
to do
Es
with
cabrona.
Was she trying to
She's
say
calling
like
that into a
boobies?
style now.
Yeah, her own style como Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny's actually good.
Hell no!
Bad Bunny?
You don't vibe with Bad Bunny?
What you mean? Have you seen his last pictures?
What,
You haven't seen them?
We're talking
They're
about his-
weird.
Nigga, we're talking about the music.
We
Well,
like
no,
No, I'm
Bad
talking
Bunny,
about his
though.
fashion. I'm talking
Oh.
about his fashion. He's,
But see, this is the
it's
thing.
becoming like too much.
The thing is that he's smart because he
Wait,
starts
wait.
trends.
Have you guys seen
Pero they
J
look
Balvin
weird.
thing?
The
What,
Pokemon?
what was
The-
weird also
the
is
la-
him
I don't
He
know,
made a
he-
song
his
about
nails.
Pokemon.
No,
Have you
he
done this
took
stuff?
some pictures for, I think, for a magazine or something.
Who?
Ooh,
J
yeah, I like his
Balvin.
fashion. Never mind.
Dude, his clothes are like dumb.
Who's?
We should put this in the
J
trailer
Balvin.
while we watch
I mean,
it.
if y'all think that's dumb,
Yeah,
Dude.
the recording.
have y'all seen Kanye West?
Kind of like that.
No, I don't.
I like him. He's an artist.
So like, let me look at his fashion. Ooh.
Junior, yeah.
Now you like his fashion?
Kanye West, like
Never mind. I like his
there's
fashion.
some white tees that
Let me see
they
if I
look
can-
homeless. They
The shoes
cost,
are cool,
they
though.
cost like
The
$200
shoes are
bucks
nice.
or more.
Yeah.
And it's like,
the shoes.
and then like
No,
the
he's talking
big ass
about Kanye
sweaters that
Oh.
the long sleeve te quedan aquí.
Yeah.
And
Baby,
it's-
¿cómo se llama el post?
Expensive
Enseñale el
homeless
nombre real quick.
clothes. That's what they look
¿Cómo
like.
se llama el post que vimos que you were like, damn, that's too much out right now? No, he's wearing heels.
He's not. They're not heels. They're
Yes, and it's a
They're
dress.
horse
heels.
hooves.
Like this? They're like that?
But he's always been weird. Remember that one music
Yes,
video when he dressed like
has
a
his
woman?
own style.
Oh, but you know what we saw on Saturday Night Live? The reason why he did that song as that music video is
Yeah.
because this guy got murdered or something like that because he became a transgender.
They killed him.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that Puerto Rican.
I really don't remember, but
So
that's
he
what
did
it
it
is.
out of like dedication?
Yeah.
He said that.
And Saturday Night Live, he takes off because he was wearing a falda,
Oh yeah.
and then he like uncovers his shirt, and
I
that's what
mean-
it says.
If you look at it, do you know Thugger? Thugger?
Thugger?
Yeah.
I thought you were saying soccer.
No, you don't know him?
Chirito didn't find
His
another
album
picture.
cover or whatever, a song cover, I don't remember. He's wearing a purple dress.
Oh yeah.
You mean Young
But
Thug?
that's a photo
Yeah.
shoot.
Yeah.
And then
He's wearing a
he's
purple
not
dress
so cool.
and
Like,
Yeah, yeah.
You see that on it's the
I mean,
other
I
fan
don't know.
page.
I can find it, but that's lo que vamos a ver.
it's
Bien grandísimo. güey.
esta.
A ver. ¿Qué
Tan-
es eso?
Tan tápida.
I don't know.
It's
It
a
looks kind
falda.
of cute.
With like some leggings and like the
I
shoes
mean,
that you
he's
He
just
made a photo
representing.
I can't find
That's
the
probably
other
not
one.
himself.
I forgot what it
but
said.
it's
Según-
That
según-
was-
style.
Le preguntaron que
Here,
por
though.
qué,
We found
por
it on
qué,
here.
que por qué había como escogido ese tipo de ropa para esa revista.
Yeah.
Y según él dijo que era que él así se sentía como fresco, como normal.
Fresh.
Dijo, es que yo no quiero ponerme que el traje y todo eso porque no soy yo.
Sí, como aquí
The
está en
fuck?
un concierto así,
¿Quién
which,
es?
you know, es Bad Bunny. Also.
No, busca a
Again.
J Balvin.
Oh, J Balvin.
You know, he made a song about Pokemon.
¿Sí?
Dude, he made a song with SpongeBob.
Yeah, but the recent one is Pokemon because they're celebrating 2050 or 20 or whatever
That's how you get money. man.
years of Pokemon.
Trending.
Yeah.
It's been 20 years already.
25, I think.
Because we were
Surprise.
talking about her boobs, right? The Jenny 69.
Which one?
Yeah. Would you guys have you guys ever thought about plastic surgery?
I have
Yes.
mucho money.
Mucho dinero.
Oh, that's what stopped you?
Yeah.
The money? But what were we talking about? What kind of surgeries?
Everything.
This, remove.
That's easy. You can remember that.
Fucking just
It's called working out.
work out.
Yeah, I'll send you the thing.
I saw them, but you know what? I'm not gonna be going. Just look at, cut it off.
No, but then some
But
people...
then you know what
But
Chirito says? He's like, no, because you're
Something
gonna
like
look
that.
weird. He's like, you're gonna look
Then
weird
that's just
because we've always known you like that. With that
I've
little
never
thing.
said that. No, I
Yeah.
haven't.
You never said
No, some people look weird sometimes. When you said plastic surgery,
Say that stuff.
I don't know.
y'all better not get no plastic surgery. motherfucker. Van a salir como pinche. Looking like those
Look,
aliens.
listen.
Como Lean
It's
May.
not even, it's not.
Oh
it's
my
not-
god.
No.
She's having a
listen.
baby.
Who?
No, she's not.
I thought she was.
Who?
They were saying that she was not
¿Quién?
pregnant. Lin May.
That
They
lady's
said she's
crazy.
70 years old.
She's
No.
scary.
She's
Yeah.
70.
Come in.
But she also lives in Mexico. And somehow that makes she get baby sleep.
All right, we're getting.
I saw an interview and she's like, I'll go into the jail and then dance my ass off to them inmates and blah blah. And I'm
What?
just like,
I don't know who
Lucky.
she is.
No, I look.
But May,
She's.
I got a picture of her.
She's
Your
a-
dad looked like her. He got stung.
No, she's like a. She's an old Mexican
Parece
actress,
Vicente
right?
Fernandez.
She's a Mexican actress, but she's Asian, right?
Yeah, she's Asian.
But then she's one of those that got the crazy surgeries, and her face
Donde
looks like
le
somebody
inyectaron
ran over
aceite
it.
para cocinar.
Her face looks.
All right, listen.
Messed up.
Plastic surgery exists, but not anymore. Okay. What
do you
I
mean?
would like, yeah, because
Lipo.
yes, that's what it's called.
Oh, you lipo?
Yeah, I wanna
That's
do
something
lipo,
different.
as in take
My sister.
my fatness from the stomach and put it on my butt. That's what Jenny did. Jenny's 69.
And then
No,
you're
you know
gonna
what's
have-
the problem with those girls? Every
Dude.
time I see, this is the biggest problem. Yeah, your butt looks big,
But your
but
legs.
legs are sticks.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. And I hate when I
They
see
look
that.
like
Yeah.
ants.
Then you're
Like
gonna be
ants.
looking like
Have
a
you seen Kim
fucking
Kardashian?
ice cream
I know,
cone.
I
She
know.
Not
got
Kim
palos.
Kardashian, no.
Yeah.
Su hermana, Khloe Kardashian.
Las todas.
Ay,
Menos
ay,
la-
That's
la-
so, that's so annoying.
Ew.
Pinche pieza
That's
así
the
y el
thing.
pinche culo. Fucking
Look, your dad looked like that because of this. All of this is surgery.
You gotta
That's why I don't understand why they don't just do it naturally.
I mean,
I
Too
mean,
much
I know
work.
it takes
Look.
time, but
It
like,
does,
bro,
but at least you won't be looking
Yeah.
weird as
like a
fuck.
fucking extraterrestrial ant.
like both of my sisters wanted
Fucking bumblebee.
BBL.
boobs.
Oh.
I
But that's
mean,
dangerous, no?
I mean,
I mean,
And
every
I- and
surgery is dangerous.
and I'll be like,
Yeah.
I'll be the one to be like, y'all crazy. What do you need boobs for? You know, whatever. And then at least my oldest sister was mostly because of, you know, baby daddy was fucked in the head and whatever, and he would like try to put that in her head.
That
And
she needed it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Really?
then we had to
People
like
do
talk
that.
Suck her off.
talk her off from that, doing that
Like she
shit.
didn't need it.
Yeah, and then Sandra just to like, she just wanted that just to get it, I guess, because babies.
Mm.
You know.
Also, some girls do it for self-confidence.
Yeah.
It pisses me off when I see like girls get like those butt lifts, but then their butt doesn't look nice.
It doesn't
So
look
what's
real.
the like? It's like how can you even be comfortable with it? If and I'm not saying in general it looks nice, and just like it doesn't look normal.
Yours.
You know, you want it to look good, but
It looks
didn't.
fake.
It doesn't come out good.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it depends who does it.
Yeah.
And then you're stuck with it. You have to sleep face down for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And you sometimes you don't know what
Maybe
they put in
3
your butt.
weeks.
Yeah, you
really.
don't know.
Sometimes it's 3
Pinche
weeks.
aceite de
Yeah.
fucking
Carro.
No,
frijoles.
no es aceite
Aceite
de
de
uno.
carro, güey.
It's fat from like.
Por eso he's
but-
saying you don't know
no,
what they
Because
extra they
that's happened
Oh.
before that the doctor
happened?
takes their fat
Mhm.
to use it on other people, and they don't put your fat. They put like random shit in there.
Some other
Oh.
people's fat.
Yeah. Or no, they put like.
I would think I would go to the doctor in Miami because he literally does it everything on Snapchat, so you basically seeing everything that he's doing.
But don't get it.
Pero sí ha de estar bien
Right, Junior?
expensive.
She don't need it.
Go to the gym.
Go to the gym. That's all you need.
Do it the natural way. It's just way better.
And
I think you'll probably
You
feel
don't have
better
the money
too.
anyway.
Yeah, you feel better because you actually see, you know.
Yeah, you see
Improvement.
results.
You're gonna end up like
Yeah.
fucking T.I.'s wife.
Oh.
Yo, she's
That bitch has the
Exaggeration.
skinniest legs, and her butt goes like this, and then pinche square.
Yeah,
That's
shit.
bad. That looks bad.
It's
And
'cause she
then-
got the plastic
Oh,
back
yeah,
then.
that's
From
what
back
we're saying.
then, not right now.
She
It
got
doesn't
that
matter.
oil
The
card.
Kardashians have the same thing, and
Yeah.
it looks bad.
And I hate that
and
they're
they're
there.
both they're
And they're
all
fucking rich.
now,
It
like,
doesn't
modern.
matter
Yeah.
who does it or
Yeah,
whatever.
fíjate,
It
güey,
looks
they're,
bad.
they're rich, so they.
That's why the oldest is
Para
my
que lo hicieran
favorite.
bien.
She's the one who hasn't done it.
esta.
Oh, the
Courtney.
other.
Yeah, but she's like,
Oh yeah,
I
she's
like
the
her.
only one.
She looks
She
more
looks
natural.
chill. She doesn't look like
I
a
think
bitch.
she's
She's
more.
a-
Of course, you guys won't like it because y'all girls, but those guys,
she's annoying though.
I
Right,
don't know her
guys?
like that.
right?
Yeah.
He don't watch his or he probably
He
does.
hates all of them.
Yeah, he does.
Who?
You
Except
hate
Courtney.
all of them. Yeah, right. You've never said that.
This nigga say corny. Nah.
Never.
Corny.
Courtney.
Corny de culo.
Like that's just scary thing about it, cause like there's people that been to doctors and like, yo, I'm gonna come out here with my booty all extra big.
My
Yeah.
boob
And
Ya no,
die.
ya no sale.
Yeah.
Like they're dead.
Oh.
Yeah, or they get
Have y'all seen Teen
infections.
Mom?
No. I don't
Okay, well, this girl, she goes in to have her BBL done, right? And she did, I think, her boobs and her butt. But her mom was supposed to go get the medicine,
Yeah.
and she leaves. And she, is it like her mom and her dad are kind of like crackheads or whatever. And they were supposed to go get the medicine, and they don't come back. And so the girl
So she
is
was in
stuck
pain,
with
right?
no medicine for like so many hours.
She was in pain.
She was in pain.
That's what you get for being a dumb. Trying to do that bullshit.
No, have you seen that? Have you seen that show called Botched?
Yeah.
Botched. I saw one clip on Facebook and it shows like clips, whatever, and some girl like secretly went to go get a butt lift in Colombia.
You died.
No, but she didn't tell her husband. She went to just told him that she was gonna go visit. Came back and they got it, but it got infected, and they had to remove everything.
Amputate.
And then it's just flat. She has no type of butt. And then when I showed her, I was
She
like,
got
"God,
worse.
That's all. It's all
Karma.
back.
there's not. You guys shouldn't touch none
It's
of
all 2x4.
or mess with stuff like that." Like,
Damn, I'm getting a tick on my eye.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You're fine.
That's scary.
Yeah, it's just being annoying.
for us
scary.
guys,
Like, I
that
look
dig
and it's,
alarmment,
like,
right?
moving.
Yeah.
You gonna do that? Yeah.
Don't need.
No. There's nothing that can help.
I'm gonna go to, ¿cómo se llama? El actor mexicano.
¿Cuál?
Andrés García.
La bombita.
La bombita.
Um,
You don't know? No. Damn.
Yeah.
No.
then,
Any of y'all have gotten arrested or any encounters with the police?
Yes.
Tell us about it, Tony.
You
Uh,
start.
don't cry,
You
okay?
haven't talked.
Don't cry.
No need to cry.
I always cry.
Alright, don't get depressed.
So, I don't remember how old I was, but I think I was in elementary, either 4th or 5th. But my dad, when he did live with us, he was, any little thing I did, he would find an excuse to hit me. Even if it's something that's not even such a big deal.
How old were you?
I just remember I was in elementary. Honestly, don't remember how old I was.
Like 7?
So less than 13. Less than
I was
12.
in either 4th or 5th grade when this happened.
Yeah.
Shit, less than 11.
6, no, like Haley's age. She's in
Anyways,
4th grade now.
go on, Tony.
But I was playing with a couple of friends in the neighborhood, and you know how we're always playing stupid little games when we're little.
Yeah.
So we're playing about throwing rocks at each other. But we were always making sure that that we weren't actually hitting each other, just like nearby.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, once in a while you would hit someone.
Somebody.
So I remember somebody hit me with the rock. I believe it was somewhere on my shoulder, and I started chasing him because they got to me. Like, damn, that shit really hurt. So I started chasing him,
Estás pasando, güey.
and he ran inside his house.
You followed him?
And no, I didn't go inside his house, but I knew where his room was from outside his house.
Oh.
So
wait,
I
but you
threw the
did.
rock. I threw the rock, and I broke his window.
Damn.
Was it a big one?
Tony over here downplaying what he did. That was so
It's not no, but that's not to like get the cops called on and go to jail. I mean, I knew them. You know, it's something as simple as like
They call the
talking
cops?
it out. Not them.
Oh.
My dad.
On you?
Shit.
On me.
So
Alright,
instead
so
of
you
the
want-
parents of
Instead
the
of
kid,
the parents of the kids doing that,
So why
he
was
called the cops
how
on me.
was your dad's reason for calling the cops on you?
wait, let him keep talking so we can.
Yeah.
I mean, once I broke the window, I ran back to my house, which was probably like 3-4 houses down from theirs. And a little bit after, my friend's parents came to the house, they mentioned that story, but they weren't trying to call any cops. They were just
Nada más
like
para que te regañara y ya. like,
exactly,
not to
and
have
and
any-
obviously to like pay for it, right?
Mm.
Yeah, but not like that. But my dad instead, he talked with them nicely
Mhm.
and said he would pay for it. But once they left, that's when he told me to go to my room. And next thing you know, I hear knocking on the door. I'm thinking it's my friend's parents again, maybe wanting to talk some more. No, it turns out it was the cops. And my dad literally told them to go to my room and get me
What the hell?
because I broke a window.
What was he gonna get out of that?
I don't know.
Like not
he
pay?
just
Like, what did he tell you? Like, when the cops go upstairs and they, what
What
they
the
knock
cops
on your
told
door,
you?
they asked like the story, like what happened and all that.
Wait,
And-
when the
Are you
cop
red?
goes in your room, or how did that, and what you think?
I mean, I was scared.
All of a sudden, you just see cops come in your room?
Yeah, I was scared. I was like,
Yeah.
What
what the hell? Like,
You're like, what
But-
the fuck?
but I mean, luckily the cops weren't like actual bad cops, you know.
They were
'Cause-
talking to you.
They talked to me and they actually wanted to know what happened, and they know that we're just kids, and I said the story, so they were like, I mean, if the parents talked it out already, it's like
Why the hell?
to them it was like a waste of time.
Yeah.
I think your dad
And-
just wanted to see you like.
Get
Yeah,
that
I
He
mean,
wanted to punish
he
you.
was-
Did have papers?
No.
Should have told him take him.
he was I don't know. He's honestly always been terrible.
Yeah, he probably just wanted
Like too strict.
for you to learn a lesson, but the hard way. But-
Maybe, but I mean, he would
but
hit
stuff like
me
that
every day.
Probably
So
gets
it's
you
like-
traumatized.
Like he would te nalgueaba o como?
See, like hit me
Yeah.
every day.
Damn, bro.
Just
Sucks.
like,
Mano?
Most of the time was just cause.
What about Edwin?
No, es siempre fue
No,
He was,
consentido.
he was
oh, porque era más chiquito.
yeah, he was early, right? He was young.
And plus, my dad left when Edwin was like 3, so
Oh, so you're not with your dad?
No.
right now?
he got deported.
Oh, your dad is Mexico.
Yeah.
You didn't talk to him no more?
No.
Does he
Keep
call
that.
you or anything?
He tried.
Is that why he left,
ignored.
or he
No,
just
he
left
didn't.
before?
He didn't leave like right after.
Oh,
I mean, there's no reason, you know, for him to do that. I mean, either way, you have reasons to not talk to him again. Like, esa no era la manera.
Yeah.
I mean, plus you were a kid.
Yeah, exactly. That's what the cops were saying. Like, y'all are kids.
And what did he
Because your
tell
mom
the
said
cops
sorry.
though?
Well, he
Like,
doesn't.
my kid just broke a window. Come
So they took
arrest
you?
him?
No,
Oh, I thought
No.
you said they took you.
no, no.
Cause they
It was
understood.
like they understood. It was like
That was something.
a waste of time. Like,
Otra
was saying
cosa
something
I
es
like-
wonder
like,
what he said to the 911
I want to know.
call.
I want to know too, cause by the time the cops came to my room, I already knew English good, so
Yeah.
I was able to talk to them good. But
And
he
he
never
didn't
knew English,
Okay.
at least not perfectly. So it's like
What did he say?
I want to know also what he said, but I never bothered to ask. I'm not even gonna like.
you did never
I wouldn't talk to him about the situation. Like,
Well, we want to know.
So what did your mom say?
Contact us when you.
I
What
think
about
Call
I
it.
think my mom was working when the cops actually showed up.
And then what your mom said?
I think
Did
she
she
was
find
working.
out?
Yeah.
And your
No,
sister?
because my dad's always been the kind that if he, like my mom barely found out that he would hit me every day once he stopped living with us.
Oh,
And you
porque then
never
you
told your mom?
Yeah.
You never told your mom?
Es que niños así
I'll be a
tienen
fucking
miedo,
snitch,
honestly.
snitch on that guy.
Yeah, it's
But
because.
that's your dad. You're
But the thing is
scared.
that if you were to say something,
You're
cuando
gonna
lo
get
agarre
even
solo,
worse.
lo va
The
Yeah.
thing is, I
Yeah.
wouldn't say anything porque de por sí ellos ya estaban
mal.
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 But turn-
So they would
Oh.
already,
Oh.
there would be violence between them two.
So
And I
maybe
was
what it
always getting in between, so I just wouldn't
that's
even
why I
bother
told
my
him.
mom
That's why.
about
a lo mejor no le gustaba que you would get in between them, and then plus it's like, I'll take my anger out on you.
Yeah, te tenía coraje.
That's
Yeah,
sad.
yeah,
No
that's
kid should go through
sad.
that.
That's a crazy story, but well,
But yeah.
But at least you learn, as in, you know, when you have kids, not to do that, right?
Oh yeah, I know.
I mean,
I always told my mom
Yes.
I don't
I
want to
think
be
we
that
all go
parent.
Yeah.
through shit that
you're gonna cut the chain.
from it you learn.
You're gonna cut
something.
the chain.
Is that the only time you had problems with the cops?
Like that bad?
Mm.
Yeah, cause I mean I've gotten pulled over, but
That's
No,
it.
but
For
you've
what?
never been in
Speeding.
jail, though.
Oh.
No.
No.
Well, we're
Don't-
a bunch
don't
of
go to
convicts
jail.
over
We
here.
are
All right,
convicts,
next
dude.
person.
No, no.
Willie,
What?
Holy.
come on.
Man, I
Come
got
out
a
of your
good story,
closet.
dude. I got a good story. So,
Well, you do
Did
have a
do
good
something?
story.
Huh?
yeah,
Did
this
you
story
do
is good. I don't know if you guys know about this one, but
Okay.
shit. I was selling weed. No, I'm just kidding.
Really?
No. So look,
Me
okay,
too.
so we had a party. We used to live in another
Wind
another
Trace?
house.
Yeah.
No, it was here in Winnett. So we had a
Wait, cut.
It's always when you're talking. Like
I
when he's
think they
talking.
just messed
I
with
They
go.
hear you, that's
So look, we had a party right at the house. Remember now we had a party at the house?
¿De quién era? So I can remember.
I can't remember
No, you're
whose
Catholic,
party
that's
was. But one of my uncles, he wanted to go, but he couldn't.
Enrique?
He didn't have no.
That was not no
You cut
party.
that.
The
And
D
don't
guy.
even ask me because I wasn't even there.
In
Yeah, he wasn't
Gwinnett.
there.
I wasn't there. I was
Good old
working.
times.
So then what
I was
happened was, my uncle wanted to go, but he couldn't.
Sorry.
He couldn't because he didn't have a license and
He didn't have a
he
ride.
didn't have a card either.
Yeah.
So then my dad told my brother, rest in peace. He told him,
Go
Pick
get
him up.
him.
go get him.
Mm.
So then I was like, let's go, whatever. So then we went to pick him up.
It was your fault.
And then as soon as we got out the houses, we turned on the on the street, whatever. And then we were just going, but it was kind of an older car. My brother, he was bald. He looked like a cholo. And then I was right next to him, and it was only two of us. We were blasting music, and then we see a cop. Like we got behind the cop, and then we changed lanes. So then I guess the cop saw us, and then he just slowed down, and then he got behind us, and then he just pulled us over, like just like that, for nothing.
Racial profile.
For nothing,
Yes.
dude. So we went into so
Roger, we got two beans in the car.
yeah, that's what he said.
In a red car.
Yeah. So then I guess we just pulled over in a gas station, right? So when we got in the gas station, the cop by I guess it was like maybe a few minutes after he pulled us over, there was already like 4 or 5 another cop cars, right? So then one of them comes to cancel my window, and the other cop goes on his window, and then he's asking for names and everything, and then I have my fake license, my fake license, so I left it right there where the cup holder was. So then my brother didn't have a license or anything because he forgot it in the house, right? So then the cop, he's like, you have a license. So I told my brother, I was like, give him mine. So, because we kind of look alike. So then he grabbed my license and then he gave it to the police officer.
What did he say to you when he took it?
Who?
What did Martin say to you when he took it?
I don't remember.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Imagine him saying some funny ass shit.
I don't remember. I honestly don't remember. But the thing is, the cop took the license and then brought it back.
You
Right?
guys go.
No, so then he brought it back,
To
right?
jail.
And then the other cop comes this way, and then he's asking me for an ID. So I
That
gave
one?
him my license.
No, mames, so they
Yes,
gave him the same
yes,
one.
I gave him the same one. I gave him the same license because that was my license, and then he forgot his license on the house. So then all of a sudden he's like, alright, step out the car. So then we were like,
He
why?
got mad.
I guess he got confused
Annoyed.
because he asked the other cop. He was like, why do they have the same names and the same everything? And then he was like, what?
Oh, damn.
He kind of said what ID he gave you. So then I guess he found out it was the same one. So then
My
he asked
God.
me.
They're twins.
He asked me why. He was like,
Except
why?
one is bald.
He told me, he was like, why you gave him your license? I was like, because we were just nervous. We didn't want to go to jail.
Damn.
So then,
Snitch.
dude,
Now you are.
that was it. After that, they just put us on the car. They just put us in the car, and then they took us. They took us to
What
jail.
happened to the when y'all were in the car? What happened? That funny thing.
I'm about to say. So then they put us the handcuffs and everything. So we're like this car right. Me, my brother's right next to me. We're just looking because he was driving the freeway. So then I go like, hey Martin, I'm like, mira. And I put my hand like this and then I put it back. I took my hand off the handcuff and then I put it back on it. And then he was like, no hagas eso, te va a ver. And I was like, look. And then I put it back. That's funny. Dude, it was so funny.
Savage over here.
Yeah, it was funny. So I got uncuffed.
Ay, yo también.
How long did you last in jail?
Like 2 days, no?
Nah, maybe a day.
Your mom called me that same night. Oh,
Yeah.
and me and Noli had we weren't speaking anymore.
issues.
Yeah, we weren't speaking anymore.
issues.
And his mom called me and said, hey, es que si me puedes venir a ayudar porque Uli y Martín están en la cárcel. And I was like, oh, okay,
You're like,
I'll go help.
good. I can't wait the key.
He
I'm like-
deserves that.
I'm like, okay, I'll go. And this was like 1 in the morning.
Oh,
And I had ear
Real one.
infections in both ears. I was feeling so sick, but I went.
Yeah.
And then
Hold on.
we ended up going and we took y'all out with a bondsman, didn't we?
Yeah, we went. You guys
Or
took us out
something
with
like
one.
that.
Anyways, so then we got to the jail, and then we went inside. Dude, it was cold as hell in there. Yo no tenía ni suéter ni nada, güey, y pues mi hermano tampoco.
No. Okay.
Entonces, güey, me acuerdo que creo que mi hermano tenía unos Jordans. No es que te ponen en un cuartillo con un chingo de gente, güey, había como 20 güeyes ahí. Yeah, there was a guy sleeping under the
benches.
the big bench.
Mm.
He was sleeping under. So then I have bad not memories, but I have bad like people used to tell me that the jail was the worst and everything. So we were sleepy because it was like already like 4 in the morning, and we were like falling asleep like that. So then I told my brother, I was like, just go to sleep and I watch your shoes, because they were, that's what I thought it was gonna happen.
you would fall asleep by accident. You wake up and you both look at the shoes like, God damn.
You got them fucking
What is
jailhouse
sandals?
sandals.
So then he went to sleep for a little bit, and then after they called us, right? Because they called you they were gonna take us up to the room. You gotta get naked in front of everybody. So me and him, we never seen each other's
Ooh-ha.
each
Schlong.
other's
Ding
Long.
dong.
each other's stinks,
Dingy
right?
dingy.
Pajaritos.
So it was also
A
funny
ding-dong?
inside.
Bicho.
It was also funny inside the room.
Yo, everyone was sizing up everybody.
No, like
Alright, right there, Willie, turn it around. Hold on, give me a minute. Oh, is that ready
Let
yet?
me tell you. So then, I guess whoever was behind the window, he was like, you gotta take everything off. Like, take everything off and then just put that on. So we were like, what, like everything? And then yo volteé a ver a mi hermano y le digo, todo. Y dice, todo.
A ver.
Y, güey, so
Estoy
then-
listo.
No. Pues ya empezamos a quitarnos todo, like we would just look at each other y nos reíamos porque it was funny, dude. Entonces ya pues él nada más se cubría así y pues yo también me quitó, pues ya me cubrí, güey. Dude, look, I gotta do this, bro. Estaba un moreno, güey, like, un pinche así, un pinche moreno así alto.
Put the
Morenazo.
microphone on
Dude.
him. Put the microphone on him.
Put the micro. I mean the
Wait.
microphone.
Estaba así un moreno grandote, güey, así un pinche grandote.
Morenazo.
Encuerado así, era como si nada, güey, con frío nada más se ponía acá, güey. Y de repente llega un güero también que estaba sin ropa ni nada, güey. Dude, this guy goes like this. He goes like that, bro. He just, like that, y esa madre colgando, güey. Esa madre le estaba
So
colgando.
you like, huh?
Yo, I should
You
go to
probably
jail more
thought he
often.
was in a movie or something.
Huh?
No.
That's how you put,
Entonces-
show your authority in the jail.
And yeah, that's how you
By
saw
showing your
it.
dick.
So then, Entonces yo y mi hermano estábamos ahí platicando entre nosotros, pues estábamos nada más agarrándonos así en una esquina.
I don't even remember what it
Y me acuerdo de ese moreno, I mean, he was,
He still remembers. He's like, I remember.
dude, he was fucking,
Big.
he had 3 legs. La cosa es de que mi hermano y yo estábamos, like, como nosotros,
Yeah.
que we were talking, estábamos él y yo así, de repente
Te
me
dijo,
dice
mira esa
ese güey,
cosa, Oli.
me decía ese güey tiene 3 pies. Dude, yo no me aguantaba la risa, güey, me di la vuelta, and I was just like dying laughing. Entonces volteo y le digo, ese güey tiene un tripoide. It was so funny, dude. Bueno, la cosa es de que ya, it was all fun and games until they separated us. They took him somewhere else and they took me somewhere else.
Okay, y'all were having two.
Yeah, it's like SpongeBob and Patrick. We're playing bubbles.
Go to the back.
95.
Yeah, but they separated. They took me to another room. And then they took me to another room.
We're gonna
Damn.
But it was still fun because I saw him.
move the table.
That's not a baby. That's my leg.
There.
And then, no sé si te acuerdas, güey. No sé cómo te pusieron a ti, pero a nosotros nos pusieron en línea a todos.
¿En dónde?
I think when they're gonna take you up.
Uh-huh.
Oh no.
Okay.
Because they put everybody in line
Yeah.
to go somewhere. So he was like somewhere else and I was over here. Dude, it was kind of scary because
Los cambiaron por edad, ¿no? Or
I don't know.
just...
No, they just do it
They
right.
do that, yeah.
But
I
how did
think-
they,
so
they
look.
should have acted like I didn't know any. Each
It was
other.
kind of scary, dude, because I think I never said this before.
Which jail was it?
Gwinnett.
But
La grande.
I saw my brother on the other side, like of the hallway, of the lobby or whatever.
I think he can't find it.
He was like in school, right? So then we saw each other, and then he went like this to me. So dude, so he goes like this to me, and I go like this too, but we were laughing.
You guys know
There
it.
was a guy in front of me, and then he started going like this to him, like, what's up, like, así.
Oh.
Yeah, le empezó a hacer así, entonces mi hermano me así también, pero he was talking to me. Y el otro güey pensaba que le estaba diciendo a otro pinche cholillo,
Oh,
güey.
embarrassing.
Oh, he was a cholo.
Sí, era otro pinche cholillo.
Yeah.
Y como mi hermano estaba pelón, güey, este güey pensó que mi hermano le estaba tirando barrio o algo, güey. Y ya,
Like, yo, what's up? That's my brother.
No, güey.
Talking to me, perro.
No.
You wanna see my dick?
No, pero eso me dio un poquito como de
Morenazo
nervios.
acá.
Ya, me dio un poquito de nervios porque pues yo volteé a ver a mi hermano y mi hermano me hace así, pero like, hey, como riéndose. Y yo también le hice así, güey. Entonces yo miro que acá en el frente lo hace, what's up? Así como un pinche
Oh,
solillo
ya
así, güey.
enojado.
Ya, porque pensó que pues mi hermano pelón, güey.
Who's
Así
throwing
todo
gang
bien
signs
pelón.
over here?
Yeah.
Handcuffed.
Ya, sí, güey. Y I was like, damn, este pendejo. Y dije, con que no, pinche loco, se vaya corriendo o algo. I was just kind of scared.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, we went up in jail. They took us to the room. And then I remember I was with the white guy. He was old. Then me tocó acostarme en la parte de arriba de la cama.
Ooh, that's how they get you.
Yeah, that's what they do. And then,
It's bad in there.
and then after that, I mean, yo no sabía nada, güey. I've never been in jail before. So then they called their names, not the names. They called, I guess, the jail cell number. The cell number. So then we went to eat. I didn't like the food from there. Nothing. I remember there was a piece of sandwich, you know, that little square
Peanut butter.
with like little cookie in the
The
middle.
not
Like
the
little
graham cracker,
cookie.
the nut, what's it called?
I don't know why you were
The
pointing at me.
little round
Yeah.
cookie. And
Yeah,
then,
it was like a little cookie.
all
in the middle.
soggy.
Yeah, it was soggy. I think that was the only thing I ate, because I didn't eat nothing else. So then,
You ate the cookie.
yeah. So then I had
Ate the cookie.
friends, you know, used to tell me that Yale was really bad, so I was always like looking, see if I was gonna get, you know, shanked or something
Mark.
like that. But
Right.
it wasn't. It wasn't like that. So then I remember one guy that was sitting with us, he told me, he was like, just eat everything, because they're not gonna feed us until I don't know what time. But I wasn't hungry, so I was like, I'm not gonna last here 2 hours. What are you
Boy, I'm
telling me?
out of this I'm not gonna laugh like you losers.
I'm not.
And then you stay there for like 3 months.
But then after that, we took us back to the room, and I think I fell asleep. It was in the afternoon because I could see sunlight outside, and then I think I went to sleep.
Yeah, you don't
for
know
like,
what time it is in there.
Yeah, I think I went to sleep for like a couple hours or an hour. I don't remember. And then I remember they called my name. So then the guy that was with me, he was like, take everything because you're leaving. He was like, take everything because we had to take everything.
See, I told you.
So we took, well, I took like my bed sheets and everything, and then that's it. I just went over there to pick up my stuff, and then yeah, that's
That was your only time?
that's when they took me. Yeah.
How about you?
No, there's more. No,
Do you know?
there's more of you been. in
I just
jail.
been, you know, pulled over, and I've been
It's been 3 times.
I've been there when my dad got arrested and taken to jail.
But not you personally.
No, because he was picking me up from work, and I worked at like a Chinese restaurant right out of high school.
You know how to make rice?
Chicken
The
fried
Chinese fried rice?
Fried rice?
Rice, not that.
Oh, okay, keep going.
But yeah, he picked me up. He picked me up down there in Claremont Road.
Been
Yeah,
there.
yeah, Claremont Road.
In the corner?
Somewhere, yeah.
Oh, good for him.
I was working in that corner. My daddy came and picked me up, you know.
Your dad?
No, like what happened? What happened was
Who's your daddy, nigga?
Picked you up and then.
And then,
no, this is what happened. Like, you know, I was waiting for my dad because my dad had to pick me up from work. And basically the cop, like, he just pulled us over because he knew that
You're Mexican.
my dad, was Mexican, and
Mexican.
he most likely wasn't going to have a license.
Mm-hmm.
Because he pulled us over. It was like Atlanta PD, but he pulled us over and didn't ask anything, just like, you're Luis Hernandez, right? To my dad, because my dad has the same name. And he was, my dad was,
No, it's
just,
him.
my dad was just like, yes, that's
We
me.
didn't let it do it.
And then he's like, and your license still suspended? He's like, yes. And then from there, he just took my dad. He didn't say any questions. Just told my dad to get out. And I was there stuck with the car. And then at
You
the
have
they
license?
left you there?
What year was this?
How old were you?
2014,
Oh,
2014?
around there.
Not that long.
yeah. And then?
We've been friends so long and you haven't told us anything about it.
Yeah.
We didn't know y'all yet.
1 year.
Yeah, you did.
No.
Already?
Hell
1 year.
yeah.
No.
Hell
Because
yeah.
we
It
were
was
just
when
out of
I-
high
when
school.
Areli
Creo
was
que sí.
born. Areli was born on the 15th.
Hell yeah.
2015.
We
You
met
were my
Riley when
friend back
Riley
in the
was like
day.
2 months.
She was a few months
Exactly.
old.
2015,
Wow,
not
Luis,
14.
that shit hurt
Exactly.
my feelings.
That's crazy.
Can't even
We
look
could
at
have
you.
helped you.
But my dad's always been like, you know, you met my dad. He's very
He's
nice
very
guy.
chill.
And we didn't sleep anybody because we were trying to get him out,
Quick.
out as soon as possible because we heard immigration
Immigration,
report.
Yeah.
And then my mom just couldn't sleep. No, couldn't sleep. And I feel guilty because he was picking me up from work.
Damn,
So
that's
It's all your
so
fault.
sad.
Can't walk.
and I was more mad at the cop because the cop just, you know.
Bad stuff.
You know what's weird about the cop?
Why were you at that corner?
You know what's weird about that cop? He was like, I gotta arrest this immigrant because he was like, so you're
That's what he
Luis?
didn't want to.
Yeah, but he kind of like had to, because he had this voice that was like, he told him to roll down the window, and he was just like, he didn't even ask who you were. He was like, you're Luis Hernandez, right? My dad was like, yeah. He's like, and he just asked him.
You probably read it off the.
Yeah.
That's
He's like, and then is your license still suspended? And my dad's like, yeah. And then he's like, all right, just get out the car. And then, it was like, and then from there, and I was just there stuck, because I wasn't going to drive the car back because I didn't have a license.
Did you have DACA by,
No, not
by
there.
then? Oh.
That's why I didn't have the license. And then I had to go call, I forgot who I called, Elia or Sandra to pick me up. But, you know, they were all mad. But then, like, we came back thinking my dad was going to be, like, traumatized or scared. He's like, yeah, I met some cool people there, you know.
Todo choleado.
He was like, I was talking to this one guy, and he was
dropping.
he was just talking to me. Yeah, it was okay.
Shaved
And
head.
then like he just went back to his normal stuff and just started watching TV. I was just like,
Jail. Jail episode is done.
My butt hurts.
But yeah.
So then, just a quick one. When we got pulled over by that cop, remember in Doverville? Dude. So we have, the truck was blacked out, remember? That Tahoe we had? So he pulled us over,
The one
dude,
that burned down in the
for
house.
no reason. For no reason at all. And then,
He was racist.
yeah, he was racist as hell.
He was white.
This is
and
what he said. He
racist.
was like, "Are you a cop?" And I was like, "No." Do I smell like pig? No. I was like, "No." Do I smell like bacon? So, dude, I told him, of course I told him, "No, I'm not a cop." And then he goes, "Then why is your truck all black?" And we were like, "Because, I mean, we just like it like
We
that."
bought it like
So, dude,
that.
he was like, "Nope." What he said on it?
Hmm?
What he said after that?
He said that's illegal to have.
Oh,
You
he
can't
said
have
only
the-
cops can have it all black. That's what he said, right?
My story.
Yeah, go ahead.
What was the first time?
Damn, he's
The
been
most-
over so
the
many
best
times.
one.
Remember that we got our water disconnected?
Oh yeah.
What?
We used to be so broke, right? That we used to live like 10 minutes
Not as much
from your
as
house.
before.
Yeah.
We used to get buckets of water so we could flush the toilets and take a shower.
Yeah,
Como
we used
Mexico.
to.
Yeah,
No,
So-
but that's
They
because
used to
the
come to our
water was
house.
cut,
yeah.
and they used to come to our house to get the water.
Cause
We
we,
y'all were a thing.
yeah.
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 Oh, that's
Yeah,
Not
now
them.
It's
They
because-
weren't.
us.
We paid the bill
My
to.
They pay too much money, right?
So look how strong he
can't
is
do
carrying that bucket of water.
No.
He looked like a little mocoso
Nah,
driving. I was
Yeah.
like, damn, Chivito's driving.
and then
He
it
came
came
driving.
out. Yeah.
Damn, those were tough times, sir.
Yeah. We wanna go. We got like 8, 9, 10 buckets in the back of the truck and just
Yeah,
fill them
yes.
with water
Like
and then
you're going-
go back home.
How would
Slow,
you go
slow.
home like that? No se caía?
No.
He didn't get to go
Some
home.
of them saved
That was
a
the
lot of
first
money.
time we did
He
that.
didn't get to go home.
Oh yeah, they didn't get
So
to
That
what
was the
happened to the
first time
water?
we did that.
I forgot.
Huh?
We had other people.
Oh, he got pulled over on the process going
Oh,
home.
just,
Yeah.
just
No,
wait.
okay. My cousin had those firecrackers that you light up y vienen como like in a string.
Yeah.
He was lighting them up and throwing them out the window
While he was
Oh,
driving.
while I was driving.
No, y'all
So-
were really innocent.
So this fool, what he did, he threw them out the window where there was kids.
And we
Playing.
would go, ha ha ha.
I see
I
some,
got you, mom.
when we were passing, there was some fat bitches sitting
It's always some bad.
in a house. The thing is that he was doing that until we got to his house. And we say hi and everything, and I tell Nora and Ulises, I'm like, oh, we came for water. And eso, I
Some
see a
minutes later.
car passing by, and the bitch was on the phone. And so they drive back, and then they leave.
You didn't tell us that.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, he told
Yeah, I told y'all that girl was the snitch.
Yeah, he's like,
No,
fueron ellas porque
digo,
le
en ese
dieron.
momento
Oh
you didn't
no,
say
hell
nothing.
no, 'cause I was nervous. The thing is that this cop pulls up, too,
2 minutes
and
later.
then I'm like, yo, what the f-? And then it's like, whose truck is this?
My dad said it was his. I
Uh-huh.
remember they asked him.
And
whose
then
truck
I
is that?
kept telling your dad, I'm like, tell him it's yours. And he's like, well, what's the problem? And then he's like, is that your truck? And then I'm like, tell me it's yours. And then he's like, if that's not your truck, go inside or you're going to jail.
Sure, you got me there.
Yeah, he did the same thing. He's like,
Sorry,
And he
Chivito,
went
you're by
inside.
yourself.
Like, you're
he's like,
sorry. I
Sorry.
imagine your dad being like,
My dad.
it was
tried.
it was funny
Yeah,
because
yeah.
él sale muy chingón, like, what was the problem?
Hey, if you go inside, I'm gonna fucking rape you.
Yeah, he's like,
He was like, okay.
he goes,
I remember
yeah.
he made the face, he goes, and he goes inside, and then I'm
reasonable,
like, fuck.
yeah.
I'm like, and then he's like, whose truck is this? I'm like, I'm driving it. And he's like, you're driving it. And he goes like this, and then I'm like, but, I'm like, I haven't drove it in a minute. And he goes like this on the hood. He's like, it's hot. He's
I was
like, you're
rubbing
driving.
against it. So I was rubbing against it.
And then he's like, oh, the motor's hot. He's like, somebody was driving. I'm like, I was driving. And then he's like,
I remember he said if you don't tell me who was driving or something like that, I'm taking everybody to jail. That's what he said.
Mhm.
Because
So
we were
then-
all outside. It was
Yeah.
him and me,
Everybody.
Uli.
Kenny was like, oh my
Her
goodness.
parents.
And then I think the scariest thing was that I didn't have papers. I didn't have
Nothing.
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 so.
How
At least his dad
old
left. I
were
was like, so
Like, pinche
this fool
suegro.
found like a pack of the firecrackers inside. And then he's like, whose are these? I'm like, oh, that's my cousin's. Pero he wasn't explaining of why he was there.
Yeah.
And then
And you guys
until he
didn't
found
ask?
it, no.
Mm.
And then until he found that, he's like, we have a report of a guy in a striped shirt, which was my cousin. He's like throwing firecrackers
it up and throws it.
out the window. I'm like, that wasn't us. Like, that wasn't you. And then he goes in the truck and finds it. He's like, are you sure? I'm like, yeah, that was him.
Us. Him.
And my cousin, he used to get arrested a whole bunch of times, so he had a warrant. And then he's like, how old are you? I'm like, I'm 16.
Which cousin was this?
Beto.
Beto.
I don't
He
think
comes
you
here
know.
sometimes.
Chaparro.
Well, the
Alright.
thing is that
He had to present himself in Gainesville, but he wasn't told. He didn't know. So he
yeah.
had a warrant for his arrest. And
So the thing is that he's like he took my cousin because he searched him up and he had a warrant. He was already in the cop car, and I was like, fuck. And then he's like,
All he had to do was just stay
just stay put.
put in the car, enjoy the ride.
Don't do nothing.
Yeah. So the thing is that
Officer, can I throw this out?
the officer was leaving, right? He was leaving. He turns around and says, how old are you? I'm like, I'm 16. And then, like, I was about to shit bricks because I'm like, okay. And he's like, you know what? He's like, come here. He's like, you're going to jail. And then I'm like, why? And he's like, because. He's like, you don't do this. He's like, I have reports that you threw it at kids. I'm like, we didn't throw it at kids. We just threw them out the window. And then he's like, no, we have reports that you did that. I'm like, but that was him though. And then he's like, you're driving without a license, so I'm taking you. I'm like, all right. He puts me in the back of the car, and I'm crying. I was about to cry. And
No, you said already. You're
and then
crying.
my cousin was like, no, you're a chinga. He's like, you f***ed up. I'm like, I f***ed up. I'm like, you f***ed up. I'm like, you got us here. And then he's like, but don't cry. He's like, don't cry. He's like, and if we go to jail, like, don't cry there either. And then
Trying to blame it on you.
and then
Get raped, that's it.
the thing is that once you're in there, the time goes by so slow. Like, time goes by slow because you don't know when it's day, night. So I didn't have papers, and to make this long story short,
we were so scared he would get deported.
yeah. So the scariest thing is that they handcuff you, like juntos, and then the next morning we got on a bus, like a big bus. I'm like, I'm getting deported, but that was just to go to court. And then from there, they sent us back, and then when I had court, she's like, oh, you can, is this your first time? Blah, blah. Like, you can leave tomorrow. So I just left, right? No, me sacaron normal, ¿verdad?
Yeah, the next day.
Yeah, the next day I got out like normal. And then my dad had bought that black truck, the Denali. Y se escuchaba bien perrón. I was like, oh my god.
It was like the truck of all time during that.
Because it was a quad steer, like
Yeah.
the back wheels turn and shit was so bad. The thing is that
Just pretend he's not.
it was me, my cousin, my uncle, my other cousin, and I think that's it. And the thing is that we were going down where Ulises used to live, down
It was on Singleton Road.
Singleton.
Yeah.
Down to Jimmy Carter.
Yeah.
You know where the Kroger's at?
Yeah.
Right there.
Right
In
there.
the Quick Trip.
We stopped at Quick Trip, and then I was driving. No, my cousin was driving, and then I told my cousin, I'm like, yo, let me drive.
Oh.
And then he's like, no, let me drive. And I'm like, no, let me drive. I'm like, we're just going to Kroger for some diapers.
Which is
This
across
right
the
after-
It
street.
was across the street.
This is right after you got out? Or is it?
Yeah, it's
This
after.
This was a
Hold
week
on.
later.
Yeah,
That was 1 week later.
and then my cousin, he's
Exactly a
bald.
week
He
later.
had his little piocha aquí, like a little
Like a
cholo used to,
criminal.
Yeah.
like just a pinche bigote aquí,
Yeah.
and then slick it back, and todo pelón. And that
He had on the
day he
striped
had
shirt.
on one of Nora's sweater that was tagged, like graffitied everywhere, like poems and like puro graffiti. And
Okay.
And his f***ing belt, no?
everybody had a belt. My uncle had a black belt, the cholo belts,
Sí, que se colgaba, ¿no?
I had a blue one, and then my cousin was dressed like vaquero with the vaquero belt, and o sea, todo estaba mal. You know, we weren't gangbangers or nothing. So the thing is that my cousin walks inside Quick Trip, and as he's walking, a cop is trying to pass, like le da el pase. So this fool, what he does was looks at the cop and just stares at him. So this fool, when he comes back out, he's all like this, you know, with sweater acting all tough. And then he's like, "You want to drive?" He's like, "Drive it from Kroger, and then I'll drive it back home." I'm like, "Oh, sure."
He stared at the cop though, right?
The cop says that.
He had already
Damn.
started.
The thing is that
Yeah, staring contest.
yeah. So
Yeah, he lost.
he's driving, and then all I see that, like, you know, we're undocumented, we don't have license. This cop is going around Quick Trip. Like, he did it like 3 times.
He's looking for you.
So the thing is
Waiting
that
for him to leave.
you know how sometimes you find the easiest way out of a place, so you take the light.
Yeah.
So the Kroger was right in front. I could have just went like that, but I went through the light just to go straight by mejor. And the cop is like 3 cars behind. I'm like, oh, you know. As soon as I get to the parking, you know, no va a pasar nada. As soon as we park, like 7, 8 cops come behind us, and through the loudspeaker, like, put your hands up, don't move. And he's like, if we see y'all move, blah blah blah. And then my cousin's over here trying to take off his sweater, and then they're approaching the truck, and when they're yelling to not move, this fool's over here like trying to take off his sweater, and
Why?
because it had graffiti like
It had gang
stuff,
stuff.
yeah.
Because of that.
So
Criminal.
so the cop, everybody was with their guns out, and then they were knocking on his window with the gun, and they're like, don't fucking move, and then I look back, I'm like, yo, don't fucking move, I'm like, you're gonna fucking get shot. So the thing is that when I put the window down, the cops are all surrounding the truck, and then the cop comes, and then he burps right in my face,
The cop?
and he goes, that stinks. And then I'm like, you know, me quedo like, what the f-? And then he's like, he didn't ask me for no license, for no registration or anything. And the truck had a temporary dealer tag on it. And he's like, get out the car. And then he's like, cause I know you don't have anything, like no license. And I'm like, alright, so, you know, I get out the car.
You cut me.
You're right.
The truck looks so bad because it's a 4-door, pero las puertas se abren así. Like it's not a extended cab. And then it had the top de atrás from the caja.
Tapa.
It looked so bad.
Black.
And then
And all black.
they
It looked like
also-
a narco truck, pues.
they were looking for stuff, but it was a brand new truck, of course, and we don't do that. So, and they had the hood open and all that. Cops around it. Everybody was like, oh, you know, pinche cholos. But
And then my uncle with all his earrings.
oh yeah.
Damn.
When they had it on the floor, they were like, what set do you claim? I'm like, I don't claim anything. And then I had on a blue belt with the S, but that was for her,
Shawty.
yeah, for her nickname. And then she's like, he gets my belt and he pulls it and he's like, this is for the gang. I'm like, but I'm not in a gang, that's for my girlfriend's nickname. He's like, no, you're bullshitting. And then I'm like, okay. I'm like, if you want to believe me, I'm like, you think if I was a gang member, look at his belt. Then my uncle was shaking. He was like, yo, like, is he gonna take me to jail? I'm like, no, you're not going to. You didn't do anything. We didn't do anything. And then I'm like, you think if we were gang members, my uncle would have a black belt and I have a blue belt? I'm like, that's dumb. And he's like, I don't know how you gangbangers do it. He's like, but you can be a gang member. And I'm like, well, we're not. I'm like, he's wearing boots. And then he's like, that doesn't matter. Like, he was mad. And then I was translating for everybody. And then my uncle, he has like what, how many earrings he had?
Like 8.
Like 8 earrings on each
I don't
ear.
know.
Rich
All-
uncle?
He just had a
gold.
lot.
Snoop Dogg.
Snoop.
Yeah, and long hair, and then
The one you saw right now.
skinny one.
yeah, and then they're like, they go like this to his ear. They literally go like that. He's like, what's up with his earrings? He's like, why does he have? Is he gay? He's like, does he?
He's like,
Damn.
yes,
They were bad.
All that shit would not fly today.
No. And
That
then
was because
Wish I could do that right
then
now.
I was
During that
16,
time,
so I was
they were
like, yo,
recording.
Today.
yeah.
So what? You could have still gotten papers if you would have said, oh,
No.
you know, they were
Alright,
like that. No.
If I was you, well, obviously you can't do it.
And he was small, so like he really didn't know.
The only thing I said was like, I mean, he does what he wants. That doesn't mean you're a gang member if you have lots
Or
of
gay.
earrings.
It'd be good if you knew which cop it was, and then you can like right now be like, look, you
There
did
should be
this
a
to me.
report.
No, you, not even that. Like, cause it's not gonna do anything. Cause long time ago and
Mhm.
what they got. I mean, but like, it's good to like find who the officer and just like message her. And, I was like, look, you f***ed up back in the day. And you did this to me.
You were so.
And, yeah, I hope you're not doing this to people nowadays.
Mhm.
Oh,
Nah, I
we
don't
should
think
do
so.
that.
But he was so racist, and the thing is that long story short, that happened, and
But-
they took the truck, and they took me to jail. And another thing that happened was that my cousin's wife, my cousin was what, deported or in jail? I think he got deported.
He was in Gainesville jail.
The thing is that his wife had found some fake papers. So it was a social security.
No, his wife had found
wallet.
a wallet
Yeah.
at a shopping cart or whatever. Entonces the girl took his daughter took it home.
Mhm.
So it turns out that they had her in the house roaming around just like in the sala.
And the little girl had it. And I took the social security or the license. Which one was it?
You took the ID and no, you
The
took the
Social
social
Security.
security card and put it in
And
your wallet.
that fucker found it. And he's like, who's this? I'm like, oh, my niece was playing with it, and her mom had found it, and I took it, but I didn't give it back because I forgot to. So when I go to jail, the charges were, it was like $10,000. I'm like, what the fuck?
I got him right here before I pulled it up.
Oh my god.
The first one was for no license, which was May the 4th, and then you got released the next day. And then on
So
May the
scary.
12th,
Like you look back.
FBI.
on May the 12th, it was for no license, that false identification documents.
It was because of that. This fool put that I was using false papers.
And he told you, right? He said, look, it doesn't look good. You don't have a social security card on you you're carrying a social security from someone else's,
Mhm.
with someone else's name.
And then he's like, you
So
don't,
you're
and you
probably
don't have a
using it.
license, you don't own anything.
And
I'm
he's like, you're probably using it. And my brother was like, this is a girl's social security card. How am I going to use it?
yeah. But he was just trying to like get something. And the thing is that I lasted what, like 2 weeks?
It was a week.
A week or
It
two?
was 1 I remember it was exactly 1 week.
The thing is that the same thing happens. You're in there. You're just waiting to get called, and they put a shot. I don't know what it is for.
Tetanus shot.
Yeah. The thing is that
tetanus.
you're in that room. It was a room, right? And there's like bathrooms, like stalls, not stalls, but like for men.
Cagaderos,
And then like everybody's butt ass naked, like going around the room. And then the officer's like, you're gonna take off all your clothes and blah blah blah. And I'm over here like this, and then like Ulisa said, there's people that didn't give a shit. And then they're like, you have 3 minutes to take a quick shower before you go upstairs. And
You dropped the soap.
no, I didn't have it. So the thing is, you take a shower, you go upstairs, they put on a video of, they give you a cup and a spork, like a spoon and fork, and they give you essentials. They're like, if you lose this fork and cup, he's like, that's it. He's like, you're gonna get in trouble. So I lost the cup. I lost the cup the first day. And the thing is that one guy had another, because I made a friend. And but for a 16-year-old, it's kind of scary, cause you're in there with like bad people.
But why they took it to jail if he was 16?
Because
He said you weren't supposed to be doing what you
yeah,
did.
and since
'Cause
they
that's
He
dangerous.
wasn't supposed to be driving in.
But what about
Yeah.
with the firecrackers and stuff?
That.
because he's like, you're old enough to
Was he old enough to go to
I was
jail?
16. So I guess they count
But
it
he
as
wasn't old enough to get a license.
No, but I'm saying they should have
He
taken
couldn't
it
get
to
a
UV,
license.
right?
Yeah, but
Oh,
no,
yeah.
it took a minute.
They're probably just trying to find any way to put like.
Yeah, and you know the funny thing is that when they were taking my picture, the same black lady recognized me, and then she's like,
Weren't you here last week?
"Hold up!" She's like, "Weren't you here last week?" I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "Exactly a week ago." I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "Boy," she's like, "You're gonna learn your lesson." I'm like, "Yeah, I think this is my last time."
I think.
I hope.
But yeah, I mean, jail is scary. Like, I think the scary part is like, I started almost to have a panic attack, porque it's so small, and like, let's say you're laying down, and once you wake up, like the roof is like right here.
Yeah, it's kind of.
So
Oh,
you
you
feel,
had the top
claustrophobic.
bunk?
yeah, you feel so like I don't like,
You
you
also
know,
got a top bunk?
yeah. And I almost started crying because you know I was 16, and then but then I'm like, yo, if this fucker down there sees me cry, like I'm gonna get raped
You're
or
gonna be
something.
the little.
Yeah, and I mean you judge people by their looks, cause there was this white guy like tattooed like playing cards here and a dice here and flames coming out of his or whatever. And he was the coolest guy, cause when they switched me from cells, we went together to another pod, and he was talking to me all cool. And when he would see me around, he was like, "Yo, you good?" I'm like, "Yeah." And then since I was small, remember that guy you used to work with Farah, the black guy?
Oh, the one that was in jail too.
He saw me there. One guy they used to work. He's like, "Hey," like as if like you know it was a good thing. He's like, "Yo, come here," and he's like, "Yo," he was like, he's like, "Why you in here?" and all that. So that made me feel more comfortable.
Found someone I know, at least a little bit.
And
Hey Cinderella,
give me that choncho.
Give me some choncho.
But yeah,
you got the wrong fella.
that was the last time. All the times, the rest of the times I had a license. Oh, the other scary part was where you get called by an officer, and there's a paper, and then we were applying for our papers, right? We weren't applying yet, but se me vino a la mente because the lady was like, "Are you illegal or legal?"
Oh, during that time, like around that time, the detective had gone by the house and said,
Yeah.
you guys might be able to get you visa.
Yeah, so I wasn't sure. They had told us we could, so
No process yet though.
so I was scared because of that. So the lady calls my name, and I go, and then she's reading me everything, like if I'm sick or allergic to anything, and she's like, "Are you illegal or legal?" Y me quedé callado. I'm like, "Legal?" I'm like, "I'm getting my papers soon," and she's like, "What papers?" I'm like, "It's a U visa, cause we got robbed and everything," and then I saw that it said legal or legal, and she marked it legal. And then she's like, "Okay, go back to your cell." I think that helped me.
Hell yeah,
A
that
lot.
did.
Cause you have no
No, you would have been
way to
arrested
show any
It was,
right now.
it was
Yeah.
during the time that they were deporting. We were all scared.
Yeah, because I haven't seen that paper.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that's crazy.
but
Well,
yeah,
wrap it up. That's crazy.
that's crazy.
¿Tienes hambre, mijo? ¿Tienes
Sí,
hambre?
papi.
Ahorita te doy comida.
I've never been in jail. Next. Go on.
But thank God. Well, me, how many times I've been in jail? Twice.
Just a criminal.
Um,
Not twice.
Puros
Yeah.
criminals.
Hell
Twice.
no.
I'm fixed.
I was in jail
never
twice.
been
The first time that I went to jail was because of speeding. I was
Yeah.
on Lawrenceville Highway doing 65.
Trying to get to a soccer
On
game.
a
Going to
35.
soccer game. I was
Her,
on
your
her.
soccer game or?
Yeah, it was our
Ours.
soccer game. I was dressed up like in the soccer clothes and everything.
She
my
went
cleats
like
and
that.
everything.
Shouldn't a
So
jail go
jail.
play soccer?
Yeah.
Uli was supposed to go with us, right? You were supposed to go with us, but we
Me
were running late.
alcanzamos.
I had all these kids with me. I had you?
It was me. I was
Kaylee,
in the
Haley.
front.
Armando.
You, Kaylee, Haley, Armando, Joanna.
How old are you?
Diego
Kaylee
was
Haley
there
wasn't
too.
even on
I
the
don't
year.
even
No.
know.
No.
17,
No.
Oh, Fernanda.
18. I don't even
Fernanda.
Oh, Fernanda, yeah.
Fernando was there too.
I don't know, but I was late. The thing is that I was going down like super fast, and then when I'm getting to Beaver Ruin, coming from Indian Trail,
Yeah.
I see a lo lejos, I see like something white, like just like a car like peeked out, and I'm like, is that a cop? Is that a cop? And then I slow down, And then once I get closer to it, I see that it is. I'm like, shit. And it was them time that they were using the laser, the speeding gun. So I was like, entonces like, I pass him and then it gets behind me. Entonces I switch lanes and that's when I see the lights. Like I did, it was just behind me like for a second. And then I pulled over, and then he just comes and shows me the gun. ¿Qué?
No.
She was like, hey man, I have to go to a game. Can I go?
And then he shows me the gun. He's like, you know why I pulled you over, right? And I'm like, yeah. And he showed it to me. It said 65. And then she's like, where are you going so fast? And then I was like, oh, it's because I had a soccer game. And then
I guess not anymore.
and he's like, do you have your license on you? I'm like, no. And then he's like, do you have your passport? I was like, no. He's like, okay. And then he asked me for my name, and I gave it to him. And then he goes and comes back and says, okay, I'll call someone so they can come pick up the truck and all these kids. And then I was like, okay.
Ulises was across the street on in a Sharon Williams store.
Yeah, he was there. And your dad too,
and then,
right?
Yeah, my dad was there.
In my head, I'm like, if you don't get your ass, you're gonna get caught too.
Yeah, I was like, don't come, because your dad called and said, what's happening?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, oh, I think I'm getting taken to jail. And he's like, ahorita voy. I'm like, no, just stay over there.
Well, why are you
You're
gonna
take
go
him
over
too.
there, bro? You're gonna
If you
get taken
come,
to
we're
jail.
both going to jail.
It's
Yeah.
illegal.
So then on my way, because yeah, they put me in the car and I am telling all the kids, just, you know, they're going to take you to a soccer game too, so just go. And then on the way, the officer was like pretty chill, but he was like super quiet. And then he tells me, you know that if you would have had your passport, I would have let you go. I'm like, oh. I'm like, okay, well,
Why am I gonna
I'll carry it for next time.
I was laughing because
He's
I
like, you
remember.
can't drive no more.
I remember Fernando was passenger and we were in the back with me, Kenya, and I think Joanna and Armando. And I see her. The cop comes and opens the door, and she like it's so funny. You know, she's short, and she like she goes like boop down
Like
to the
she
and then
jumps.
her little ass cleats were so funny.
Yeah.
Like you can hear them on the pavement, and she's getting arrested right there, right at the door, and then it's so funny. She looks up and goes, "Tell my parents I'm going to jail." And then she just walks away. And
Okay,
it's like a movie.
It's like, what?
And her soccer uniform.
Yeah, that's what I thought was funny. And then her soccer uniform was a
Huge.
big.
The shirt was a fucking
Like no le
huge.
quedaba.
I think the shirt was an L.
But
Y los chores
the
también.
funniest thing was that she's handcuffed. She's like, she goes, cause she looks back at us and she's like, "Tell my mom I'm going to jail."
And you got that went
I-
from La
And she
Rosa
just
de
goes like
Guadalupe.
You're like, no shit, what else are we watching?
I remembered all the movies from the gangsters getting taken to jail. That's why.
I thought
Yeah.
that was so funny.
Damn.
And you can hear her little cleats go on the concrete.
When I got over there, people were laughing too, cause they were like, "Why'd you get pulled over when they were taking the picture?" I'm like, "'Cause I was speeding." I remember I called mom and I said, "Hey, don't come get me because I know it was like $800
Mm-hmm.
or more. There was no license and yeah, like $800." I called mom and I said, "Don't come get me because they told me that I can pay with time. That way you don't have to pay, and then I'll just get out."
We
They
were,
still paid.
you know, back then in Gwinnett, you could search up the name, and either it said hold for immigration.
Mm-hmm.
Me and Uli and everybody, especially him, like 4 a.m, we were just resetting the computer.
Yeah.
Just
Like we were just fucking like everybody was like, "Yo," as soon as it says hold for immigration, she's. And then he was resetting the computer like every hour, and my mom would come and be like, todavía no. He's like, "No, it's good, it's good." And yeah, everybody
Yeah.
was because it was back in the day when they were like.
I
recording.
remember that in classification when the officer goes and asks you questions. They said, "Do you have a social security number?" I'm like, "Yeah." And then good thing I knew it and I gave it to him. And then I
You
guess
had one?
yeah.
Yeah, my dad. Yeah. He didn't do nothing illegal.
I think all our parents have done that, okay?
Yeah, well I had one and he
No,
could
but they're
tell.
legit though.
And so I gave him the number and then well,
I remember that question where whenever he goes in there and he asks you if you're illegal.
Mm-hmm.
So I told him I didn't have any papers. he was like, "Do you know you can get deported? Blah blah blah." And I was like, "Yeah." And that's he was like, "Okay," and then he just left.
Badass. He was like,
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so after that we got
I know what's coming.
we got I got out, and then we had to get an attorney, and they said, you know what, you need to get an attorney and just make this process like que te den más tiempo, because if not you can get deported. And then I got an attorney. This was like the third, fourth time already with no license charge. So
don't learn your lesson.
no, because I'm the only one that was driving.
Yeah, she was the only one that was driving.
Like taking them to appointments
Yo,
and
let's
stuff
risk
or
her.
going places.
She's old enough.
Yeah, but you
to
keep
be in
driving
jail.
fast.
No, that was stupid. Anyway, so then
At least
I
she knows.
finally had my court date, right?
Yeah.
I had already talked to my uncles in Mexico. You know, you have a job once you get over here. Since I remembered it was
He was
cold,
ready to go.
I took
That's what Lily was waiting for. He's like, come on, and get rid of her.
I remember I took a shirt, and then I took a long sleeve, and then my jacket, and then I had my pants,
That
and
day
then
you
I
were
took
going
an
to
extra
jail,
pair
no?
of pants on. Yeah, because I had court.
She gave me a what is it? A goodbye letter.
Yeah, and then I took all of the little notes that Uli had written me while I was in jail
Yeah.
that first time. I took all of them.
Remember those days?
Because I'm like, you know, they take everything from you and
Yeah.
they give it to you at the end when you're released.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm taking these letters to Mexico. And then I remember I had a pad. I'm like, in case over there, you know.
You guys, don't have any.
Yeah. And so then,
Who knows what they use?
They don't know what that is.
so the attorney had said, look, they're trying to give you 3 months because it's like you
All
keep
the
getting,
violations.
yeah, you keep getting pulled over for no license, and so it's like you're not learning your lesson. And then he's like, but let me see if I can get you 2 weeks. And so I was like, okay. We spent the whole day in court. And then finally when it was my turn to go before the judge says, okay, do you have anything to say? And I'm like, I just want to say that I'm sorry, but I had to drive because I just have to. And there's no way for me to get a license. So, and then the judge was like, okay, well, I'm going to sentence you to 2 weeks in jail. And he's like, and time is starting now. And so I was like, okay. And I'm like, can I please give my mom a hug? And then he was like, no. I was like, oh, okay. And then I just turned around and I said bye to everybody.
But it was a week actually instead of 2 weeks.
Yeah, it
because
was
they
a
kind
week.
of
They
double
counted day
day
and
and
night.
night.
But
Ah,
in there,
day
they're
and
like,
night.
in there, in court, they have like this little room that looks like that half bathroom,
Yeah.
like that. So they have the little mirror in the toilet,
The silver
and
toilet.
they handcuffed me, and they handcuffed me to a thing that was there. So like, even I was sitting down, they handcuffed me like that. And so I'm just waiting for everyone else to come in, from court. And then they took us on a bus from there to the jail. And then at the jail they were like, okay, what clothes do you have? And then I'm like, oh, I have all of these. And they're like, you were prepared, huh? I was like, yeah, because it's cold in the cell. And then while I was there, I was just waiting for them to call my name. Like, you know what, you're not getting out.
They gave you. They didn't put
They gave
you
me
on-
a week.
Yeah, but you can wear the clothes you wanted.
No. Because after there, since I was already like sentenced or whatever.
Look, this is
They-
a proof right here.
Oh, you still
Oh,
carried.
sorry.
Oh, let me see.
This was
What
back
was that?
in 2010.
2010.
It's
Oh,
not
that was
real.
our little dog. She,
They look so
Me too.
different here.
The one that got roasted.
Oh. Turn into a hot dog.
but yeah, and so then they did the classification again, and they asked, and so I gave them my social security number, and then I was just waiting for them to be like, you know what, you're gonna get deported. And when I used to call y'all, right, I used to ask y'all, have y'all checked? No, nothing yet. I'm like, okay.
If
And
that
then-
if that was today, I would have been like, yeah, you getting deported, like even though it's not there.
Like funny.
It'd be funny.
And then when they finally called me, they called my name like during the morning, and they said, okay, you're being released. And I remember someone told me, as soon as they release you, you run the hell out of there and don't come back. Don't even wait there. Because if you do, they can come back and say, hey, you're getting reported. So
They can come and grab you.
So I told him, y'all need to like be outside. And then because I started walking. And then
That's the best feeling ever, when you get to change back into your clothes.
Yeah.
And you just like don't look back.
Yeah.
What if you go in but you get fatter? And you go in, your clothes don't fit.
No, you know what? The food thing, that was like people are just fighting for your food.
That's the
all
money
they
there.
want. And I remember like they told us, the inmates are gonna ask you for your food, you better not give it to them because you're gonna get in trouble. You're gonna get put in isolation. And then but they're asking and they intimidate you. So I'm like here, and then they would like I'll like grab it from my plate.
Under the table.
And then they grab it.
Oh yeah.
No, you can't do that.
You remember I had probation? I had probation because of that for a year.
I don't remember.
You were passing the wire.
Remember I told you one day, I'm like, yo, take me to my probation.
I remember.
And you're like, yo, no, because I don't have a license either. And ahí vamos todos cagados.
Yeah.
Because we were like, yo, if we get pulled over, we're both.
Yeah.
But it was a struggle. I had probation for a year, and then we went to go to work, me and her, at Las Americas for our hour.
Community hours.
Yeah.
I remember I had probation for a year too.
Yeah.
40 hours, community hours.
Church.
I did church too.
Vacuuming the floor and
Yeah, I did that too.
cleaning the windows and stuff.
Mopping the bathrooms and stuff.
Yeah. Crazy.
Do you used to go to sleep in there?
No.
Me either.
But I remember like, we did fun times and we didn't really drive at all. We would.
We were scared.
Now we hitting that shits.
Hitting on the
Dude,
30.
I
Thank you,
remember like when I guess after I started driving, I would see a cop and I would be like just looking at the mirrors to see who was
Yo.
coming. It
Now I'll
was
be with my license
paranoid.
like,
Yeah. Now I'm like
Uli always says, me la pela, lo que me hace la chota.
I mean if I'm not doing anything wrong.
man, he was.
Yeah.
My
No,
mom,
that-
every time she'd be like, she's a cop, she's like, la ley. It's like, she's like, slow down. Ahí está la ley.
You don't have a slogan like whenever my dad sees a cop, he's like, I va tu tío.
And my mom says it's her best friend.
I mi mejor amigo.
Yeah, because my mom went to jail too.
My mom too.
For no license. And
Isn't that
drugs?
scarier though?
My mom is
Like your
scared
mom
of
going to
jail.
jail?
Well, she didn't tell us she was going. We knew about to pull over, but she didn't want to tell us till she got out. She spent like 2 nights,
I know where the fuck.
and then she had to
Having
do
fun in the
community
house.
service for like a week.
Where's my mom? I haven't seen my mom.
You
in
knew
2
she was
days.
in jail or
No, she told us after.
Really?
Yeah.
How the heck was that
I was on
possible?
vacation.
Huh?
Did you ever
How was
wonder where
that
your mom
possible?
was?
How did she make it without seeing
No, it's
out?
because my parents would work. Like I said, my sisters would take care of it.
Oh.
Because my parents
Oh.
were
They didn't
always
come home.
working. So I just thought my
They were
mom was
always
just working.
Oh.
She's over there suffering,
Yeah.
eating peanut butter and jelly.
She didn't make me anything for lunch. Gosh, she's so. And then she's so.
Yo, did y'all sleep under the seats?
Yeah.
Under the benches?
The first time.
Yeah, that's where I slept. In the corner, under the bench.
Oh, the bench. Fine.
Because that's like the only place that no other girls would come and like mess with you. Cause you're just like under the bench and like this, cause it's so cold.
You know that for us guys, they have a theory that the Kool-Aid that they give there is so you won't get a boner.
I
Oh,
think-
they
yeah,
say they
I've
give
heard
you
that.
stuff.
Yeah.
They give you
Except
stuff.
you don't know.
Yeah, I've heard that.
So
I
Probably.
need that.
yeah,
You
it's
get like
crazy.
boners in traffic.
But
You
now
know
we're
what?
out.
There was this one time that Uli crashed, right? Uli crashed because he was taking me to work, and it was around that time, right?
all over a hash brown.
Are
No,
you
cause
serious?
How
his
that
mom.
happen?
You were digging
Because
up
we-
in the bag trying to get
No,
our food,
fool.
yeah.
That
I think
was
I was
me.
giving it to you guys or something.
No, that was me. Remember, his mom called him,
Oh yeah, you were on the
and
phone.
you were
again.
texting your mom.
Oh yeah, I was texting my mom.
So
No, that's
Uli's,
right.
I
Uli's
was texting my mom. I
Uli's
fucking
texting his
crashed
mom,
3
and I'm over
cars,
here going
yeah.
like this. Damn, they forgot to
Yo,
put the fucking
Not to
jelly.
be an, but remember how he used to drive? I would be like the
Bad.
lookout, like yo, watch out, or yo, watch out.
I never pay attention.
As soon as the light is red, right? We had just got McDonald's, the light was red,
On Indian Trail.
and then like I'm
Man, y'all
going
need
like
to stay away
this.
from
The
those
light,
streets,
the light was green.
Huh?
Oh,
I
come
think
on,
the light
Rafa,
was
give
green.
us-
The light was
there
green,
was traffic.
but there was,
The
I
cars
think
had
there was,
stopped.
it was traffic
Was
going
stopped.
to the
I
freeway.
feel like
Or
everybody
something like that.
crashes in these.
Well, the thing is that I look up and I see a car and he's going like straight up fast. I yo Uli, watch out! As soon as he looked up, he tried to swerve and he just hit her and like everybody just went like that. And
And
my
then the car
phone,
hit the other
my
car.
phone from the back was in her feet on the passenger side. That's how
Wait, where was
Bad.
this? On Indian Trail?
Yeah.
On
The
Indian Trail
exit?
at the light by
No.
Taco Bell.
in front of
Right there
Taco
in that
Bell
light.
before
Right in
getting
front of
to
Taco
the
To the
freeway.
freeway.
The 85.
Oh, okay.
When you
So
saw-
then
you
when
think
I
you
hit the
saw that
car,
shit?
No.
that car hit the other car, and the other car hit the other car. So I hit 3 cars.
Yeah.
Because you went in their lane,
No, look.
or they went in yours?
The
No.
car,
He
the
swerved.
cars
They-
were
the
cars were
stopped, right?
stopped.
The car were stopped.
Oh.
So Uli's on the phone texting while still going the same mile per hour, and then I'm over here, fighting about the damn thing, and then you were drinking your Sprite.
Nobody
And
was
so
paying
then-
attention that day.
So then when I go like this, I'm like, Uli, and that's the same time that you screamed, and then that's when he looks up, and then he went like
Yeah,
this, but
I
it
felt
was
that
too
he
late
swerved
because
fast,
Yeah.
pero
The-
no alcanzó.
the front right corner hit the car, and so that one just went hit the other car and the other car and the other car. And so the first thing that I do is I ask if everyone's okay. I get off the car and I said, please don't call the cops, please don't call the cops.
The
I'm
old
going
lady,
to every car on the window,
But,
don't call the cops, please don't, because they're gonna deport him.
it was bad,
Yeah.
so there was
I
no
I didn't
way.
even,
I
I
was
didn't even. The
scared.
old ladies were fine or nothing.
I was scared. And then I remember a racist lady, right? Remember her? She was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I'm sorry, I have to call them. I'm sorry. She
I mean,
was
yeah,
calling
it was
them.
a big ass golpe.
Yeah.
And the
That
guy said, I'm sorry, if I don't call, then they're not gonna fix my car.
it was a miracle porque well, not a miracle, well, yeah, pero
It kinda was.
the bags didn't pop out,
Nothing.
nothing.
And they didn't take me to jail that day.
So what happened like when the cops came?
So when they came, they came and they asked me. They were like, "So how that happened? How you hit him?" And then I told him because he asked me. He was like, "Well, you're not paying attention." I was like, "I was," but I kind of explained to him because you know how you're driving and then all of a sudden they just brake, like all of them, like de rápido.
Yeah, they said.
So that's what I explained to him, and then he was like, "Oh, okay, so you couldn't do anything." I was like, "No, I couldn't do anything." And then that cop was he was a good guy, right?
Yeah, he said, look, just because today's Sunday and
Yeah.
I'm in a good mood,
Yeah.
he's like, I'm gonna let you go.
But I remember
He's like
his
cute.
I remember his image.
I'll let you go, Kiwi.
He would tell me, he was like, yo, if I go to jail, he's like, take care of Nora
Yeah.
and everybody
Porque, güey, era en ese tiempo que entrabas a la cárcel y ya te deportaban.
quick.
Ya, rápido. Apenas entrabas, that's it.
Yeah.
You would go to deport.
Yo, I remember his image, a big ass shirt, and he was like sitting down on the concrete, like he was like this, and he was sobbing, he was crying his ass out, like crying, like yo, I'm about to go to
Crying,
jail.
Because I was about to go to Mexico, not to jail. I was about to get deported.
Yeah,
He's
that's
like,
why-
"Fuck jail, Mexico, I don't want to be there."
No, and then there was this, I think it was a guy in a blue Tahoe, right?
Yeah.
Just going in circles, like going all around.
Ese güey también.
Because
I'm
he
just trying
was
to
trying
make
to
sure
be
you.
a snitch.
He was like, I'm just trying to make sure you're not gonna leave.
It's because the thing
Well,
is
like, how are we
that
gonna leave?
the-
Fucking truck the tires off.
the 3 cars, this is what
Yeah,
happened. The 3 cars were at the light, and Uli, like,
Me moví.
he kept going.
Yeah.
When we
Like,
crashed.
yo creo no
fui-
quiso estorbar, pero
¿Sabes?
the truck was
Yeah,
going.
yeah, ¿sabes dónde está?
Like
Antes de llegar al
Inglewood?
freeway está como un parqueador grande donde hay muchos carros, like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Marta stops. Here.
allí. Yeah, ahí mero fue donde me iba, pero la camioneta iba así.
Yeah, like that. Oh, leaking everything.
Yeah,
the
leaking
antifreeze,
oil.
So they were
the
they
oil,
were
everything.
they were thinking that he was trying to get away.
Like,
We were just trying to get out the road.
yeah.
Más rápido, más
There you go.
rápido.
Never gonna catch me. They're never gonna catch me. And then you see an old lady walk, like the walking stick right next to me. What?
I know. But damn, I wish you would have told the time that the police raided your house, though. That
Alright,
would've
that's
been a good
another
one.
time.
Yeah, that's for another time.
That was also a racer profile right there.
Alright, you guys. Thank
Alrighty.
you for listening to our podcast today.
Next time.
Actually, we said this was gonna be our last one, but apparently it's not. It's gonna be our next episode. I mean,
Next to last.
In honors of Halloween.
Yeah, we're close to Halloween, we said.
Yep.
And we'd be better off to do it like that, send everybody off in a fun way, I guess.
Right, well,
Alright, we're out this piece.
deuces.
See you guys on the next episode of
Mexicazt.
Y'all take care.
Shout out
Subscribe.
to Jamie Hernandez.
Solo 69.
Subscribe and like it. Bye.
Cántate toda la canción.
Southern Riverside.
Peace.
Alright, peace
La
out.
más chingona que viene de Michoacán.